Hello, Zoe here, and this is episode 10 of the Project U series, and we are talking about rituals today. I love this topic because it brings the sacred to everyday doings, and I think that is super important. And it creates greater power and meaning into the little things that we do every day. So this is kind of a delicious last one for the series. Enjoy. So while we're at the end of the series, I want to tell you about the start of the next one. The next part of our podcast series, the new season, if you like, is the theme of developing others. And this is from the Amplifier's focus for the quarter as well, under the subheading of culture. So culture is our overarching topic for the quarter. And the critical part is about developing others, how we build leaders around us. This is really the essence of an amplifier. It's not just about what we do, it's how we help others do what they do. And when we're building leaders, we're making a massive contribution. So in the series coming up, we have interviews with experts and authors. We have interviews with some amazing leaders who are developing others. We've got some exercises and activities for you to do so you can elevate your own leadership activity in developing others. In the meantime, let's get back to the final session in the Project U series, which is all about rituals. I love this notion of ritual, which is quite different to habit. A habit is simply a repeated behavior for an intended result. A ritual, however, is a dedicated practice that is enjoyable for its own sake in service to a higher intention. Let me repeat that again. Ritual is a dedicated practice that is enjoyable for its own sake in service to a higher intention. Sounds very, and yeah, totally, it is. Rituals bring a sort of dedication and devotion to the things that we do every day. Why would we want to do that? Why is because it helps us be more centered and focused and appreciative of the moment that we are experiencing. It helps bring awareness to who we are, where we are, and what we are doing. And in doing that, we become way more powerful, way more resonant, and way more influential. So there's some things that we can do that we can bring a sense of ritualism, a sense of ritual to our leadership practice. The first set of rituals to consider are reflection rituals, and that's for honing our thinking. So if we're ever developing our being, thinking, and doing as leaders, to develop our thinking, the ritual that we can bring to that is this way. We can do it through journaling. Not everybody's a writer. You could also do an audio journal. That can also work, where you take audio notes on your phone, say, for example. But in journaling, you can share your concerns, your questions, your joys, your observations. Clarity often comes through expression, through writing. So journaling is a way of taking the thought patterns, the energy thought patterns out of your brain and giving them substance and form. So you can see the patterns there. It can help make things more clear for you. Reading is a ritual that you might develop for your thinking. You can read inspirational text, sacred texts, or even a work of fiction and pausing and asking, what is going on here? What does this mean for me? What does this mean in general? And when you allow somebody else's words to inform your experience, you expand who you are. I think that's really cool. And in doing so, you can create new insight. You might have a ritual of drawing or sketching. So we all see the world through different lenses, and drawing can help bring our perspective to life. And I think that's an underutilized skill that we could all do more of. And I think we've all got the story in our head about, I can't draw, I'm not artistic. Rubbish. All of us can doodle, and that's a starting point. In any case, it's a way of expressing and processing your experience. And the last one I sort of mentioned already, which is audio recording your insights. So use a voice recorder, your phone, or whatever. And it's a great non-writer's alternative to journaling. It's a very quick way of doing it too, because writing takes longer than actually speaking into a machine. So sometimes when we do audio recordings, it offers a depth of energy that the written word just doesn't capture. So that's something to consider as well. So those are some reflection rituals to hone our thinking. Some renewal rituals to hone our leadership doing is the next piece. Here's one for you. The Sabbath. Sounds very religious. The Sabbath is really a period of rest, a break from your usual patterns. You might consider taking a Sabbath, a holiday, from your technology for a 24-hour period. So from a Saturday night to a Sunday night, say, for example, and Saturday becomes play day, just a day to exist, to run, to live, to eat, to rest, to hang out without the stimulation of a device. So Sabbath is a lovely ritual. Meals. I think we all eat every day, not all day every day, but we eat periodically each day, unless you're on a fast. And a meal is a great time for a deliberate practice of appreciation, to express gratitude for the food in front of us and all the unseen hands that have contributed to its manufacturing and all the unseen forces of nature that created it in the first place. I think when we bring a sense of reverence to our meals, we elevate our the energy of that food and the processing of that food. It becomes less of a chore and more of a celebration of life and living. I think that's really nice and something that we do every day. Meditation is another ritual. I've had a regular meditation practice for 6 years or more now. The consistency of doing it creates a groove in the mind and body. So the quiet comes more quickly, the peace comes more quickly, and the ease comes more quickly. And I think that practice helps settle into the rhythm of living as well. And the last one is exercise. While it can feel like a chore and a duty and an obligation, it can be a devotional activity, in service to nature, to the physicality of me, appreciation of the body that is a vehicle of our experience as a human. Exercise can be a wonderfully uplifting experience instead of, gotta work out. So exercise can become a gracious time spent on one's own humanity, which is lovely. And the last set of rituals are rituals of contemplation to deepen our sense of being. And this means taking yourself out into nature and giving yourself the gift of wonder. And it could be contemplating a plant. I have this beautiful orchid on my windowsill at the moment, which has been miraculous. It was given to me as a gift. Thank you, Melanie Marshall. And it was flowering at the time. I thought, oh no, orchids. I don't have a good track record with orchids. And I was worried that I would kill this one off. And I haven't. I've let it be. I've been very careful and attentive to its needs, not overwatering, which is one of the problems with orchids. And it finished its blooms. It rested a while, and then the little magical tiny buds started to appear. I thought, oh, wow, it's shooting. I thought, I haven't killed it, yay. It's shooting. It's developing buds. And at the moment, as I record this, there are 7 blossoms on this tiny little orchid plant with 3 more to come out. And it's just extraordinary. It brings me almost to tears to consider the beauty of this thing and the deliciousness, unseen forces of nature that create something amazing out of dirt and water. So that sense of awe and wonder is such a gift. And it's there for our experiencing every moment. So when we give ourselves a chance to contemplate and just observe a tree, a flower, an ant, a bee, whatever it may be, this is the gift of beingness that we can give ourselves. So those are some of the rituals of contemplation, being in nature, rituals to elevate our leadership doing, from the Sabbath and meals, meditation and exercise, and the reflection rituals from journaling, reading, drawing, or recording your thoughts. And that brings to conclusion our series on Project You. It's the conclusion and not yet the end, because this is a regular practice. So go back and listen to these audios again and keep in mind what you have implemented or want to implement, and come back to them as a cadence of renewal. Whenever you feel a dip in your own personal energy or you need some upliftment, you can turn to these recordings to help find some direction and some energy too. Thanks for playing along for the ride here. I'm excited to get into the next season of developing others with you and the journey that we've got along the way. Thank you so much for listening. It really makes a big difference knowing that I can share these insights with you and hoping that they land well with you and assist you in being a better human and a better leader and all that that means. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day. In the meantime, live well, lead well.